Hi, I'm Matt Gill. Today we're going to look at cat-cow. So you might be familiar with cat-cow. There are two poses and transitions between poses that tend to get introduced very early on in our yoga practice. But what I tend to find is that when people take their cat-cow movement, they tend to move just from this part of the spine, so hinging at this particular point in the spine, just where with the mid-spine starts to transition into the lower spine. So what we're going to look at today is a very particular way of taking our cat-cow transitions, a way of kind of moving segmentally all the way up the line of the spine towards the crown. So from all fours position, we're going to begin with our cat stretch. So in our all fours position, we set the hands underneath the shoulders, and rather than just kind of leaning and sinking down into the hands, a sense of pressing the floor away with the palms with the hands. So there's just a little lift of the torso away from the floor, and also keeping the arms nice and long as we take these transitions. Sometimes you might find the elbows want to soften, or you might find the space between the shoulder blades starts to collapse, or a combination of the two. So we're going to keep the arms long and strong. We're pressing the floor away, and we're keeping just that sense of spacing, of slight expansion between the shoulder blades. So from our cat stretch, which is where we flex the spine, we round the back. So this is our start position, our cat stretch. And almost a sense here that we're trying to slide the hands and knees apart. And then to begin transitioning into our dog tilt, we move from the very base of the spine, from the tailbone. So we start to feel we're lifting the tailbone up, rolling the pelvis forwards, arching first through the lower back, then moving through the middle back, and finally the upper back, lifting the chest, and feel as though we're drawing that chest through the upper arms as we lift the gaze forwards and just a little bit up. So this is our dog position, sometimes called cow pose. The spine now is in some degree of extension, so there's a little bit of arch through the back. And then from our dog pose, again, we're going to move from the base of the spine. So keeping the lift of the chest, the lift of the gaze, we start to roll the tailbone down towards the backs of the knees. So we begin by rolling the tailbone down, moving through the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, and finally the chin begins to draw towards the chest, and we return to that cat stretch. So we're going to take a few rounds of these transitions together. And each time we move from the base of the spine all the way up to the base of the skull. And the sense that we can articulate each individual vertebra in turn as we move up through the line of the torso. So let's find our cat stretch. Hands pressing down and forwards, knees pressing down and back, and then moving from that base of the spine, rolling the pelvis forwards, arching the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, lifting the chest, checking the arms are staying long and strong, that we're not collapsing that space between the shoulder blades. And then from your dog pose, moving back into cat stretch. So begin to roll the tailbone to the knees, around the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, and the head releases. So let's just take a round or two more at your own rhythm, moving slowly up through that line of the spine. As you begin to transition into this dog tilt, a sense now that you're pulling back on the palms, squeezing the knees forwards. Arms stay long, and again we transition. We roll the tailbone back, lower back, middle back, upper back, and chin releases. Let's take one last round. Really focusing in on the quality of the movement, the sensations of the movement. Dropping your awareness, your attention fully into the transitions. One last time, we'll roll back into cat stretch. And then from your cat stretch, let's just draw our way back into child's pose. Take a few breaths there. So there you have your cat-cow transitions. If you have any questions about those transitions, if you're having any difficulty in accessing the quality of movement that we just discussed, then please do get in touch. Hello@mattgillyoga.co.uk. Thanks and enjoy your practice.